It's almost time, get your DAG hats on.
Hey everybody, big show today. Welcome to the DAG Show. I'm DAG, your host, and let's get this party started. Let's do it with a little bit of Ken Jagman, When I Fall. Ah, shit. Here we go. We'll be right back here on the DAG Show with me, DAG.
There's a battle that's raging inside my heart, between lost souls, closed doors. No one's gonna sleep tonight. Well, I wanna fall madly in love with you. I wanna die in your arms. Could you ever love this crazy fool? This crazy fool. We can't tumble through forever, just like lovers tend to do. But when I'm falling, baby, I will fall. I won't fall in love with you. Ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. I won't fall in love with you. Ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. In this game of love, where there are no winners, there are no losers. Just a ship of fools sailing away to chase a crazy dream or two. A dream or two. These words that I write are words that come from my heart. I want you, I need you, I love you right from the start. Right from the start. We can't tumble through forever, just like lovers tend to do. But when I'm falling, baby, I will fall. I wanna fall in love with you. Ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. I wanna fall in love with you. Ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. I wanna fall in love with you. We can't tumble through life with me standing by your side. And if things they don't work out right, I will be there both day and night. We can't tumble through forever, just like the lovers tend to do. But when I'm falling, baby, I will fall. I wanna fall in love with you. Ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. I wanna fall in love with you. Ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. I wanna fall in love with you. Ba-ba-ba,
You're listening to DAG. It's the DAG Show, featuring DAG and some other people.
Hello, beautiful people and great Americans. It's DAG here on the DAG Show. Thank you, Dino, for that wonderful welcoming intro. That was Ken Jagman, When I Fall. Just love that song. Made me smile this morning. I wish I had more things that made me smile every day. I can't even begin to tell you. I'm frustrated. Maybe many of you have noticed the change in kind of format and where I'm going with this show. For 5.5 years, I've been doing this show on Facebook. Before that, back in the 90s, I was doing it on WCBR 92.7 FM in Chicago, where my whole goal, Linda and I, was to support local music and to have a good time and to laugh and joke. And today, there just isn't much to laugh and joke about, is there? There's just not much. And I can't even begin to tell you my disgust and my sense of frustration and disdain for my own political party at this point. And now listen, for those of you who follow me that, have supported me and so on, etc., that are conservatives, I'm disappointed in you. I'm telling you this right now. I'm telling you we look exactly no different than the Democrats looked in 2016. There are many things I'm lost on, and I want to talk about them today. Welcome to the DAG Show and our new company, Nocular Media, this wonderful group of people that are behind me and helping me grow this to something that matters. I'm going to give it some time and try this new kind of format, cleaner lines, cleaner look, and a much better attitude. You know what I'm really disgusted about? I was thinking about it at 3 o'clock this morning because I wasn't allowed to get any sleep, because I'll talk about that later, is I'm disappointed in myself that through my show over the last 5.5 years that I called anybody an idiot. I called Democrats idiots. I called people who didn't agree with me fools and idiots. And things are changing. It's been a long time. Now, listen, I think that there are a lot of idiotic decisions we all make, but in sitting back, well, who am I to call anybody an idiot? I mean, it just doesn't even make any sense. How can Dad call anybody an idiot? Because I'm an idiot sometimes. And I'm involved in a lot of conversations, and many I've been sitting very silent on and just reading and watching what people are thinking and saying, as opposed to running out trying to research an opinion or an idea or justify an ideology. So that causes much reflection, and if any of you watch me and know me, I'm all about some reflection. Believe me. Tomorrow on the reveal, when we talk about the DAG Show, our new direction, and this polygraph I went through, we've delayed the show because of my me reflecting on myself and my life. I pushed it off and pushed it off and pushed it off because I think reflection is important. Sometimes we need to stand back and take a look at ourselves and think about what it is we're thinking, we're saying, we're doing, we're not doing, what we could do better, blah, blah, blah. But through all this political nonsense that's going on, I'm going to stand behind everything I've been saying for the last 2 months since the election. Trump is not going to stay in office. Our new president, as much as it breaks my heart, and the ideology of the left is not something that I adhere to or I believe in. Green New Deal, all these social programs, I'm not afraid of that ideology anymore because they're not financially doable anyway. So they're not going to happen in spite of what Joe Biden, Kamala Harris have promised to everybody, with the exception of some other things that they can get away with. Those things aren't going to happen because there's just no money to make them happen. It's just not going to happen. So what am I worried about there? Listen, if I'm 55, Jimmy Carter was president. That was a disaster. We've lived through bad presidents. Bush wasn't that great. Clinton had his issues. We've lived through, Obama and Carter, and we made it through, and we all came out quite okay. We really did. We live in a very prosperous, the most powerful nation in the world with the greatest freedoms. Don't make comparisons to Europe, to Australia, to Switzerland, the Netherlands, or anything, because they're not afforded the same freedom. So there's no reason to talk about it. Those are countries that have had social programs like national health care in place for a long time, and they're completely failed systems. We are America. But what I have to know is what the fuck happened to us. What happened to us? And shit. God damn it. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Let me put that back there. What has happened to us? And it makes me horrifically sad to see everybody so angry. And I don't understand why people want to be so upset. Well, it seems to me, I've been doing this Life Rides thing. I've been shooting that now for 3.5 weeks. And I meet a lot of people who have very good reasons to be upset and sad. And with the sit down, there's this show with Frank Cunningham on Friday is going to be amazing. I have other shows coming up that I booked, and we're going to learn a lot about people. And I'll tell you, it's really screwing up my thought process in a very positive way. I'm not an angry guy. I don't, sure, just like you, I get upset, but I don't stay upset. I don't want to waste my time and my energy being angry at anybody, especially people I love and people that are important to me and I care about. If there's issues, I'd like to talk about them, bring them up. Let's set up a time and discuss them. And let's get through them, and let's work as a team, whether that's in a relationship, whether that's in a friendship, whether that's in a family setting, to be great together, because it's important that we have that strength with the people we care about. But what's happened here since 2000, probably going back 2012 to the Obama thing, is that slowly this divide has just grown and grown and grown, to where we don't give a rip about our neighbors. We don't, people disagree with us on any level, especially politically. They're just stupid or whatever the case may be. And I just think that's really a crappy way to live. I don't agree with everything people I care about say, but I love them just the same. I'm not going to turn that off. I don't want to stop liking my neighbors because we don't agree politically, or he mows his grass this way and I mow mine this way. That seems stupid. But yet everybody's all fired up and just behaving badly and hurting one another, not just emotionally and on social media, but physically. I mean, there's 340 million, 330 million of us in this country, and we're in this position over really 3 people, Trump and Hillary, Trump and Biden. This has turned 3 idiots on the planet, have turned a country of 340 million people on its ear to the point to where they're all infighting. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it anymore. Life has enough of its own struggles, and I will not tolerate any further the hate and the vitriol. I don't care if it's coming from an individual. You go ahead. You be hateful. You be angry. You do whatever you want. If you're not going to come and talk to me, then you need to stay away from me. But I'm going to do everything I can to be kind and try and work things out. And we're never, it's said in law that the best rulings on cases are the ones where nobody's 100% happy. And that's what life really kind of is all about. It's all about these compromises we have to make. Think about our relationships. Think about a relationship you're in with your wife or your husband and the compromises you make. You might not even like making the compromise, but you do it because it's way better and easier to make that compromise and enjoy the fruits of the other 80% of the time of the good things you appreciate than it is to just fight over 10 or 20% of the things you don't like. And I'm in this thread about election fraud, and hands down, I believe the election was completely fraudulent. I do. But we're here. And we're wasting a lot of time and money and resources, and we're getting angrier on both sides about it. Now it's a Trump vaccine, and it's just one thing after. And just let's stop. Let's take a deep breath, and let's understand that even though Joe and John may not see eye to eye on certain issues and used to be really close and best friends, that doesn't mean that they should be angry with one another because they disagree. They disagreed about a lot of things. If we could use an analogy, Joe used to like to bass fish and John used to like to hunt. Did they ever fight so much that they never spoke? Oh, you're fishing's for idiots and hunting's for jerks. Come on. I don't want to be your friend anymore. But over who you voted for, now you're going to crap all over your neighbors. We have all lost so many friends and family and neighbors and people close to us over three people. Okay, really. Clinton, Trump, and Biden since 2016. We've completely turned our lives upside down for those three people. An entire nation has turned their lives upside down, has spewed and created hateful ideologies or hateful messages. Social media is destroying us. There's a very platform I try to bring my shows to you on that, Facebook has me in restrictions. I can't do watch parties. I can't share my shit. It's just completely out of control. They've done such a good job at dividing us. It created opportunities for other businesses like Parler and MeWe and, so on, et cetera, to really excel. But what it's done is it's taken the voice away from a central location. So, it's kind of like saying, hey, we're going to have this conference here and we're going to talk about how to be good to one another. But, and 5,000 people are invited, but 2,500 are going to sit at this Holiday Inn, and 2,500 are going to sit at this other Holiday Inn, and X amount are going to sit at the Quality Inn and McCormick Place. So nobody's going to hear the speech. Nobody's going to hear the words that we need to hear, which is we need to stop acting like idiots. We need to accept the fact that the way we wanted things to go didn't go our way. And we need to take responsibility and onus as to why this happened. Now, in the case of election fraud, sure, there should be a big investigation, and I think that system should change. I'm not a fan of mail-in voting, too much a margin for error. I think we need to do a better job educating people, so when people do go on social media, they're not coming here with just their own personal ideas. They're coming with facts, so that's some educational reform, I guess, and that's going to take a long time. But I'm just at my wit's end, especially since I've been doing these other shows that I've been filming. I'm completely exhausted with the amount of work that's been going into this, but I'm remarkably uplifted. How do I say this? I'm remarkably transformed in my thought process in the sense that I believe we're going to be okay. Because what I found is that really we all want the same things. We want happiness. We want freedoms. And some people, sure, there's this swatch of people who want free things. But most people are willing to work for opportunity and their dreams. Sometimes they don't know how to find them. I'm a dreamer. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. An entrepreneur is a dreamer. There's a lot of things you can criticize an entrepreneur about. Looking for the quick get-rich-quick scheme. Well, clearly I'm not doing that, because I've been doing this for 5.5 years, and I make no money doing it. There is the person who works so hard that they'll forget about everything that's important in their life. I was that guy. I over money, I took opportunity and the idea that I was going to be successful, and I went out and made a lot of money and kind of squandered it, and was selfish about it. And those behaviors start to trickle down on all of us, and then all of a sudden we're here, you're 55, and you're screaming online about politics. It's kind of like Cardi B bought her boyfriend a $600,000 car, but she hates capitalism. It's just that, AOC is selling $58 sweatshirts, but she hates capitalism that say tax the rich on them. Doesn't we've completely lost sight of what we are as a society. Many people don't understand even what they're getting involved with. They get, like AOC and Cardi B. You just all of a sudden you go from poverty to wealth, and you act stupid with your money. Cardi B, if we remember her nonsensical interview with Joe Biden, about how much she cares about people, but she spent literally almost $1 million buying her boyfriend a car. A car. So the hypocrisy runs deep, and it's rampant, and it's not just rampant in the Democratic Party. It's rampant in the Conservative Party as well. It's just so troubling to me to see the anger. So this morning, I'm talking to a friend of mine, and we're working on some shows, and he has cancer, and it's. In my mind, I'm like, what am I even talking about? Why am I talking about all these other things? He has cancer, fighting cancer. And immediately in my mind, I thought back to the 12 friends, the 12 people I knew in the last 5 years who all died from cancer. And I'm like, man, we got our priorities completely messed up. Our priorities are completely messed up. Because you get to a certain point, like these young kids who are running around fighting in the streets, and BLM, Antifa, the young Republicans, the Proud Boys, all acting crazy about defending America. And then one day you wake up and you're sick. And that crap matters. Who's around you? Who's there to feed you some soup when you're hungry because you can't get out of the hospital bed that's set up in your living room? Or moving around is too hard because you're hooked up to a chemo pump, or you have a colostomy bag and you're 38 years old. Who's there? Is a neighbor you called a jerk and an asshole on Facebook, is he going to be there? Maybe help bring your groceries in when Instacart or Shipt brings them? Well, probably not if you've been calling them names for the last 4 years. I see America as lost. I see us as a people these days is lost. And I'm not trying to be some philosophical preacher, man, but I'm telling you, I'm out there every day, not just doing a job, but literally getting people to talk and tell me what's on their mind. And it's frightening how much we tend to forget how, the other half is living, so to speak, or our neighbors are living, or what struggles they have, or what's, who's sick in their family. Is a mom dying? Does a sister have cancer? Is their child sick? Did somebody in the household next to you lose their job? We've lost all our sense of compassion because we're more concerned with being right than we are being loving. And I'm guilty of it. In my personal life, we'll be talking about that on The Reveal tomorrow, hosted by Dino Manzella, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. But I think that it's time that we all take a step back, maybe from Facebook, Twitter, Parler, MeWe, Tumblr, whatever you're on. Maybe just take a good hard look at ourselves and realize that we might be lying to ourselves. We might be lying to the people we care about. And why do we want to risk all of that? Why do you want to risk what you love for what you want? I don't want to risk what I love for what I want ever again in my life, for anything. There are many days after 5.5 years I go, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be mad. I don't want to be upset. I would like to just have one unit in which I live that I could focus on and make happy, and primarily I'm not finding myself that happy, regardless of where I'm at, because it always seems that there's an agenda in the sense of trying to promote an ideology. I don't want to promote it anymore. I want to promote people. I want the DAG show to be about understanding each other in the long run, and I want it to do good things. Listen, I'm not a Toys for Tot show. I'm not that, although I'd support those things. But I think it's important. The DAG show has a unique opportunity to help us understand each other and other Americans and their struggles and their fights. And then maybe we can get past all the nonsense with the politics. If we want to affect change in politics, we need to do it at a local level first. And it'll and work and be involved locally, be involved on a county, be involved on a state level, and we can affect federal change. If you're only going to vote for the president, I'm really just going to I'm imploring you to shut the fuck up, because it's just stupid. All you're doing is voting, for a flag and one position and one sense of thought. You're not really involved in the process. You're not involved in the political process. It shows it in me. Really, if you look at it, it doesn't show that you care about. If you're voting for the president only, it doesn't show you care about your community. It doesn't show that you care about your county or your state. It just shows that you're out there making kind of a political statement by voting for the president. If you really want to be involved and do good things, you have to do them all. You can't just cherry pick them and say, well, I'm a great American because I voted in this election for the president. Did you vote for your treasurer in your town? Did you vote for your state senator? You see what I'm saying? So if we look at election results nationally, no. The 80 million people who go out and vote do not go out and vote. There's like a small percentage of them go out and vote on local, state, and county levels. So kind of all of a sudden, when you really start looking at it, it's like people keep feeding me all this data, and so I keep looking it up, and I keep going to this place when they want me to go here, and I'm like, really, everybody's just full of BS. And it's heartbreaking to me. It's heartbreaking to me. I don't want to hate my neighbors. I don't want to be angry with my family because they have a different viewpoint than me, and I certainly don't want to lose my friends because they believe something different than I do or want something different than I do. I've never been mad at a guitar player friend because he bought a Stratocaster when I thought he should have had I hoped he would buy a cool Les Paul. Well, why am I going to be mad at him because he has a different belief about other things? All of a sudden now I'm going to cherry pick what I get to be the most angry about and then how I'm going to judge him or her. I'm just over it. There's a lot of BS going on out there. I mean, still, not happy with this COVID thing. Science doesn't match what they're doing to us. Sorry. But, and I believe the election was very fraudulent, but I'm willing to accept it all because we're on this planet, for a snap in time. It's been here, 6 billion years? Humans have been here for 20,000 years at best? Maybe. I can't remember the exact data. But it's a snap in time over 6 billion years. Just like that. It's like you're here and you're gone. And the older you get, the faster the days and the weeks go. And, Monday I woke up and I'm like, man, I got big plans for this week. I got so much going on. I got a show Thursday. I got a show Friday. Last night I booked a show for Tuesday. And all of a sudden it's Wednesday and I don't feel like I accomplished anything. The day has got, and I've been working like 7 days a week. I've literally been working 7 days a week. I'm exhausted. But there's all these other things that, in order to make that wheel go round and round, I got to get all the spokes connected to it. And I got to rely on other people. And at the end of the day, it's like, God, what the hell happened to this week already? It's gone. I'm going to do that show Thursday. I'm going to do the one Friday. It's going to be Saturday. And I'm going to be back at work Sunday. And it's going to all come and happen so fast. As we get older in life, the days they seem like they're shorter. Maybe it's because we move slower. I don't know, but it doesn't seem worth it to be upset. It seems like a waste of productive energy. It's just not productive for us to be so angry with one another that we disagree with. It's not worth it to be angry at all with your family members, with your partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, wives, husbands, when really pretty much anything that's troubling you in the grand scheme of things, and if you look at the rest of the world, is nothing. You just sound like an ungrateful knucklehead. And you have so little time, and you never know when it's going to go away. When that time is taken from you. And that's it. It's over. So everything that you thought you were fighting for, because in your mind that was your opinion, and then it's gone, and you can't get it back. Once that clock runs out for an individual, it's over. It's really disappointing to see us here. And I'll say to my conservative group and all the groups I'm with, knock it off. You guys are all seeming just like the Democrats did, minus the coloring books and crying booths and, vagina hats. But does it really matter if the those three things I just mentioned exist, if you're still being somewhat hysterical about not getting your way? My goodness. Listen, I'm going to take a little break here and play a song. We're going to play something from my last album, which I'll come back and talk a little bit about right here on the DAG Show with yours truly, DAG. Hopefully this is the right tune. Why isn't it playing? Oh yeah, this is Sometimes I Cry. It's how miserable a human being I am as I write songs like this. We'll be back in a minute here on the DAG Show.
Day after day, take a look at myself. The truth is etched in the mirror. night after night, as I lie alone, my future becomes quite clear. How much longer must I wait for someone to share my dreams? How much longer must I wait for someone to hear my screams? Sometimes I lie alone, sometimes I cry. I cry me away. Sometimes I spend my days wishing that I could fly away. Some days with pain and loneliness, it enters into my dreams. I toss and turn, waking up in a sweat, wondering what it all means. Hey, come here, oh, where are you? Is this what I'm fighting for? Hey, come here, oh, go away, my heart can't take anymore. Sometimes I lie alone, sometimes I cry. I cry me away. Sometimes I spend my days wishing that I could fly. Yeah. Sometimes I cry. I cry me away. Sometimes I spend my days wishing that I could fly. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna fly and take me away. I'm gonna find myself a better way.
Hey guys, that's Sometimes I Cry from the Read Me album, Darren Edwards Project. Great guitar work by Don Boehner. Of course, Hank Fields on bass and Mike Gauss on drums. Anywho, so here we are. Here we are in these, what could be considered very tumultuous times sociologically here. And I'm talking here on the show today about, how heartbroken I am that we have become such a demanding society that if we don't get our way all the time, that whoever's preventing us from doing that is just a horrible person, and and it's just very upsetting. I don't know what it is about our greed, but that's all I can really sum it up to, is that we're a pretty greedy society. We want what we want, and we want it individually. And if we can gather groups of people with the same belief system, we will go out and scream it and shout it in the streets and tell everybody they're terrible for not seeing our position. Quite frankly, I really like, I write a lot. I don't just write songs, I write poetry, I write private things for myself. I can't imagine I'm reluctant to share a lot of that stuff and put it on the blog, as has been suggested I do, because I just really don't want to sit down and listen to the scrutiny and the criticism. Why do I want to put myself out there like that? But then the answer is well, you do this show and you take a lot of scrutiny and criticism. And tomorrow on the reveal, I'm going to talk about some things that some people may or may not like. And but I'm going to tell the truth. And I'll tell you, some of the messages I've received from people, and I'm continuing to receive, all of a sudden, they kind of started to die off. Now I'm starting to get them again. I am disgusted with some of you and the things you said about somebody that I care about. And this is, regardless of my situation and how those things turned out for me, what in God's name implores you or makes you feel that you can say the terrible things that you said. I don't understand that. I appreciate the fact you support me and you've aligned yourself with me in my show, but for the love of God, I wouldn't say those things. And I certainly know that it in your mind it's coming from a good place, but I swear to freaking God, I'm going to block you if I ever, and I've sent these replies. I will not tolerate it. I don't want to be part of the hate train. I got a song called The Hate Train on the Read Me album. I don't. And I appreciate people's support, but for the love of God, man, don't send me that crap anymore, because it's not nice. It's not necessary. That's not supporting me, because I don't believe in that kind of anger towards somebody. I just don't see it. I just don't see how I benefit from it. Where is being that pissed off, whether you're supporting me or not, where is that productive? Why would you think that I'm okay with those kinds of words about somebody I care about? Well, I mean, what the fuck is the matter with you? So, I don't know. I maybe because of this show, it's ramped up. Some of those things, I have my own theories on why some of the messages that seem to kind of go away now are starting to come back. But be nice, because I'm not going to be nice to you if you're not respectful of how I feel about that type of hostility towards somebody else, regardless of what you think and whether or not you want to support me. Be nice. I'm flabbergasted by some of the things that I've read and been told, and things that people are saying, and I don't like it. So don't bring it to me. So keep that horrible, horrible hate away from me, and just unlike my show, if that's how you're going to be. Unlike me, unfriend me. I don't give a shit, but don't talk like that to me. It's really upset me. It upset me so much that I called Linda and another friend of mine and said, I don't know what to do about this. So, really what it comes down to is people trying to align themselves with a side. I don't want anybody who align themselves with a side. Just be good to one another. Just because me and somebody else don't agree doesn't mean you have to hate them. That's horrible, much less say terrible things about them. So don't do that anymore. Got some cool shows coming up. This one with Frank Cunningham Friday, I am so excited about. I can't even tell you. He's eccentric. For those of you who watch him, follow him on Facebook, very eccentric man. But you're going to be very surprised by this show. Frank's going to be very surprised by this show. And then Tuesday, December 22nd at 8 o'clock, I will be with Tommy Holland from the band Holland, also formerly from the Bees, and Steppenwolf. Looking forward to that interview. And Vernon Voss who helped me set that all up. And we're going to have him on the show. And his band that we used to play on the radio back in the DAG days, that was signed and had a very, very bright future, but much of rock and roll. Holland has a great story, and much of like a rock and roll. You get going and then it falls apart. The wheels come off it. Holland came out and kicked major ass for like a year, and then they were going to be the next best thing, and then poof, everybody fell in love with them, and they had a hit song sort of in that genre, because those songs didn't really chart on the Billboard 100 back then in 1984. Tommy Holland is going to be on the DAG show. I'm going up, and I'm doing the show from his home with his family, so this should be very interesting. He was telling me yesterday, he's like, I got 17 German Shepherds, and they're all loud. I'm like, I put them in a room. Anywho, so listen, I wanted to do this show. I want to thank my team behind me, Karen and Ralph and Lynn. We're really blowing out a lot of things in January, and you're going to hear about them on the reveal tomorrow. I want to thank everybody who supports me and has supported me for 5.5 years. I know it's hard now because we have to go to YouTube. Facebook has me on restrictions. I can't do anything. I can't do watch parties. I can't share with multiple people anymore. I can't boost. They won't let me do anything. So it's really frustrating, and that means that admins that are on my page can't do anything either. So it looks like nobody cares about us, but we are literally on although not everything's going up yet, but we are literally on every social media platform as January 1st comes around. There is known to man, I think. Maybe even social media platforms in China. What I'm hoping for here is tomorrow on this show is that this is an important show for me. And again, because a lot of things were said about me that I need to debunk. So I did a polygraph test, 2 sessions, 8 questions, and I'm confident I passed every single question. Why would I invest my time and money into proving myself right if I knew I was wrong? I would probably just walk away. But I don't want people to think that I'm a horrible person, because I'm not. I'm just not. It's ridiculous. But I also want to address in this show tomorrow the good things that came out of all of that. There was, as terrible as some of the things may have been personally, that are personal and won't be revealed, but there were many good things that came out of that too. So I will be addressing those things, and but we will most of the show is going to be about all the cool things the DAG show has going on, and we're very excited about it. I feel very privileged and thankful that Dino Manziel is hosting this, and I'm looking forward to having a good time. So it'll be at 8 o'clock. It will be live on Facebook, and then it'll be up on all the social platforms as soon as the show is over, within a couple of hours. And on the webpage, go to thedagshow.com to see things that we have going on. And Friday with Frank Cunningham, I'm telling you, you're not going to want to miss this. We're in lockdown. You know what's great to do? Sit down, spend a couple hours with me, my guests, and our ideas, and just take your mind off COVID, work, and give yourself a chance to smile, chuckle, laugh at me, and see what an idiot I am. I love every American in this country. Is what I love most about America, and I don't want to fight with anybody anymore. I'm done. I'm done arguing. I'm done fighting. I'm done. I'm still going to bring some common sense talk to common sense issues, which will include politics, but in a non-biased way. You guys do your homework. I'll still continue to supply you with information and make good decisions. And let's make sure we focus on loving one another more than we do on fighting with one another. I'm going to play one more song here, and what do I want to play? Should I play this one? What song is it? Yeah, I'll play this song. I'm not sure which one it is. I don't know why the song name's not showing up here. I'll tell you in just a second. Oh, it's Candy Cane from the Darren Edwards Project. I'll be right back. We'll close out the show, say goodbye, and we'll go from there. Live on the DAG Show.
Every day I see you walking past my window, and that's okay. I see that gleam in your eye. I know you got a sweet tooth. That's alright by me. When you gonna take me home? 'Cause I know you want to. Let's do it today. Oh, I got some sugar loving, kind that will let you get away. Sugar and spice, and all that nice, that's the way. Goddamn me. Red, white stripes, all different types, but I'm the only one for you. I'm your candy cane. I'm your candy cane. One of these days you walk inside and carry me right out the door. That's the way you want out to be. A little spare change in a great big hug. You could ask for anything more. No one but me. Sugar and spice, you know that's nice, that's the way. Got me. Red, white stripes, all different types, but I'm the only one for you.
All right, guys, listen, let's make sure we do the right thing every day, and we be good to one another. We don't have to agree, but we should not accept being shitty to each other as an option. Just doesn't make any sense. Not to this guy. Anyway, tune in tomorrow night as Dino Manzella hosts the big reveal. Results of the polygraph and all the new stuff with the DAG show that I can't be more excited about. I love each and every one of you, and thank you so much for your support for 5.5 years. I'm not going anywhere, not yet. Be good to one another. Peace.